9-year-old Elizabeth Olten is missing. She was last seen on her way to play with her 6-year-old neighbor, Emma. It's now late Thursday, and it's been over 24 hours since anyone has seen or heard from the 4th grader. Her best friend, Taylor, is worried. What was that last moment like that keeps replaying?
I remember her getting out of the seat and walking towards the front of the bus, and she turned around, smiled, and said, "Happy birthday, Taylor," and then got off the bus and walked into her house.
Investigators continue to talk to Elizabeth's neighbor, Emma, who tells them that after playing for an hour, Elizabeth headed home. But now the 6-year-old is adding to her version of events.
She was outside playing with Elizabeth, and then shortly after that became stuck in some thorn bushes and was crying and screaming for help. Was crying for her sister, saying, "Alyssa, come help me."
Alyssa, as in 15-year-old Alyssa Bustamante, Emma's older half-sister. All 4 kids live with their grandmother and legal guardian, Karen Brooke. But often, the Bustamante and Olten children could be found playing at each other's homes. Was it common for Elizabeth to go and play with Emma?
Yes.
The brothers hung out with your son, is that right?
Right.
And during the time Elizabeth goes missing, all the neighbor kids are accounted for. Well, most of them.
Only left one person.
Alyssa Bustamante.
She admitted that she skipped school that day, was aware that law enforcement couldn't find this girl, but stated she knew nothing about it whatsoever.
During initial questioning, cops find Alyssa's behavior seemingly calm and forthcoming.
She was not, should not be considered a suspect.
Meanwhile, searchers continue to canvass the woods behind the Bustamante home, the same area where Elizabeth's cell phone transmitted its final pings.
It was a big deal. Everyone was shocked. This is a small rural community in Missouri, and those things just don't happen in those areas, so people were scared.
But it's about to get even scarier when local volunteers stumble across something in the backwoods.
Appeared to them to look like a grave in the woods, and that's when my investigative unit became primarily involved in it. We were called and asked to process the scene for the possibility that Elizabeth was in that hole, was in that grave.
Sergeant Rice and his forensic team processed the potential crime scene.
We had been out there for several hours, and it was during that time the FBI had been interviewing Alyssa initially, and they brought her to the scene. And I remember watching 2 FBI agents I know walk a young girl over to the scene.
That's when the sergeant overhears something odd.
I heard Alyssa say she dug the hole. And of course, my response to that was, "Why did you dig the hole?" And Alyssa said, "I just like digging holes," and would bury dead animals when she found them.
And what or who was in this possible makeshift grave that Alyssa admitted she dug up for fun?
No one was in that shallow grave.
No Elizabeth. And time is ticking on this missing persons case, now nearing the 48-hour mark. Still, Sergeant Rice is suspicious of this empty hole. He notes it is the perfect size for a small child, just like Elizabeth. Simultaneously, back at Alyssa Bustamante's home,
The FBI obtained that consent to search the Bustamante home, and they had several agents then search different parts of the home, and one of their evidence officers was assigned to search Alyssa Bustamante's room.
And when the agent opens the teenage girl's bedroom door, it's a spine-chilling sight.
She found several things in that room to be disturbing.
The walls are covered with bizarre writings, some of them in pen and others in blood. In one corner of the room, there is a poem about cutting, which is a form of self-injury, usually involving a knife or razor blade. In the poem, one line reads, "I cut to see blood because I like it." Alyssa's best friend, Jennifer, knew about her high school friend's sadistic secret.
I actually consulted one of our friends, and he talked to her about it. We noticed a lot of scars on her wrists. She talked about suicide a lot. I know that she had attempted it a couple of times.
Then on another wall, there's a crude sketch of a person. The head and arm appear to have slice and slash style markings. A closer look, and there's a name by the deranged depiction, Emma. That's right, Alyssa's kid sister.
I don't know what you say to that.
There are also cards and letters taped to Alyssa's bedroom wall from Alyssa Bustamante. The return address, prison.
Her father was in prison. He had gotten into some kind of physical altercation, and her mother was on drugs a lot. She was in and out of her life.
Then the FBI agent spots something else in Alyssa's bedroom.
A diary in the room, a journal. And she, again, is looking, as everyone is, intent on anything that could lead to where Elizabeth was.
And when the investigator starts to read Alyssa's diary, the words jump off the page for all the wrong reasons.
Disturbing things that referred to burning down a house and killing the people in it. And then she noticed the last entry of the journal had a date of Wednesday, October 21st.
The very same day Elizabeth disappeared. And what does it say?
It appeared to be marked over in blue ink, a blue ink pen obliterating over what was written, except for the last part of it said, "Now I've got to go to church, LOL."